All right, hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to go to bed with a smile on your face. Because this is it. I want to talk to you guys about the feeling that you should be going to bed with. Okay? Because this is going to be the single-handedly most important thing you need to know how to do if you want to manifest a beautiful life. You need to know how to fall asleep in a beautiful state. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And, you know, this is something that I have always I didn't really know exactly what feeling I should capture. Um, I thought it was a feeling of excitement that I should be capturing, but actually, what I realized is the feeling that actually manifests things, and what I notice changes my state of being when I am going and living in the world, throughout my day when I wake up the next day. The feeling that really changes me for the better is when I fall asleep in a state of relief and gratitude. Okay. If you're falling asleep in a state of relief and gratitude, then you'll find that pretty much everything that you want to manifest is going to manifest. And not only that, but throughout your day, you will feel very calm, relaxed, and just good, basically. So that is the state that you want to fall asleep in. It's not really, you don't really want to fall asleep in a state of excitement. Um, because excitement sort of implies that you're still expecting something. You're still expecting something to happen. But when you're in a state of when you're in a state of relief and gratitude, that's basically communicating to your subconscious mind that you have what you desire. Okay, so you want to fall asleep in the state of relief, gratitude, satisfaction. You want to be satisfied, essentially. So a few mantras, and we'll get into mantras, and we'll get into sort of what you should do in preparation for bed. Some things that I am doing now. First things first is you want to turn off all technology. Okay, turn off all technology and get rid of any sort of external noise. Okay, get rid of any external noise. Now, the only exception I would give to this is if you're listening to like guided meditations or something like that and you're falling asleep to those things. If that's the case, that's fine. Maybe you're listening to, subconscious programming meditations or something like that for manifesting greater wealth or manifesting your specific relationship. If those things help you get into a beautiful state before you go to bed, if those things help you get into a state of feeling relief and gratitude before going to bed, then by all means use them. But what I'm referring to when it comes to turning off technology is just like pointless social media scrolling, just getting fed by these algorithms on social media and YouTube and all those things, and constantly it's just unconscious content. That's basically what I'm saying. You want to get rid of all those things, in general in your life, but really, especially when it's before you're going to bed. You do not want to be consuming these things. You don't want to be watching the news. Just like, no, you don't want any of that stuff. Turn all of that off. Okay? But before you go to bed, you want to get into the most relaxed state that you possibly can. Okay? Get relaxed. I would recommend putting everything in the room that you're sleeping in. Return your room to a state of neutral. Okay? Which means, clean your room up, get it clean, put your clothes away, clear your desk. But yeah, just get everything in a neutral state. It'll make you feel better before you go to bed. And get relaxed, get relaxed. Get in your comfy PJs. Go to bed and get relaxed. And you can do, journaling, or you can have something that you want to visualize. Okay. So if you're going to visualize something, I'll tell you what you should visualize. Okay. You should visualize yourself already having the thing that you desire. Okay. For an example, let's say you wanted to manifest a relationship. You should imagine yourself already being in that relationship. Okay. So if you're going to visualize something, visualize yourself already having been in that relationship for a while. Like, let's say you want to get married. Okay. If you want to get married, don't imagine the wedding day. You want to imagine that you've been married. Okay. You've been married and that the relationship is going beautiful and you have this specific partner and your relationship has been established and you guys love each other. And if you were imagining yourself getting married, imagine you push your visualization out further past the wedding day and push it out to a year, 2 years, 10 years after you got married. And imagine yourself being with that person and that you've been married for that long. Okay? So that's the first thing. What you generally want to do, if there's anything that you want to manifest, let's say you want to manifest you have a car, having a car, you want to imagine that you got your car. Don't imagine yourself signing the papers or the contract for that car at the dealership. Instead, imagine yourself having owned that car for a year and it's been serving you well and you feel really good about that car, and in your head mentally you're saying, man, I'm so grateful for this car and that I've had it for this long and that it's served me well and it's proven to be a beautiful car that I can enjoy. Always push out what you're visualizing further past the event of you getting it. Okay? So, like I said, maybe there's a specific person that you want to manifest in your life. Instead of manifesting yourself on the first date with that person, push out the event and push it out to you being with that person for 6 months. Push it out to you celebrating your anniversary with that person, your 1-year anniversary or 2-year anniversary, and you mentally sort of giving yourself these mantras. And I'll go over some mantras that you can repeat in your head before you drift off to sleep as you visualize these things. But again, push out these events. Let's say you want to manifest a sum of money. Okay, instead of yourself imagining getting a check for, like, let's say you want to manifest $100,000. Instead of yourself imagining, receiving a check for $100,000, instead push out that event, and push out that event to you what you did with the $100,000. Okay, what you did with the $100,000. So, if you wanted $100,000, you would push out the event to the future, to a reality where I used the $100,000 to invest in the business that I wanted to start, or I used it to purchase a property, or whatever, or I've been traveling for 6 months or 5, whatever. I've been traveling for a whole year financed by that $100,000 that I manifested. Okay. So just again, like I said, always push out the event. Okay. Always push out your visualizations past the event of you getting it. A lot of the times I've found that imagining myself at that point of the event of where something happens, it can get me into an excited state, but it doesn't get me into the state of feeling relief and gratitude. Okay. One of the most popular videos on my channel is my success story about how I manifested studying abroad and moving to New Zealand. And actually, how I did that visualization was perfect, because I didn't visualize myself getting like an acceptance letter for studying abroad or something like that. What I did was I imagined myself at the end of the study abroad term in New Zealand, and I imagined myself having already studied abroad and going on a trip with my friends that I had made at university, in this foreign university. And I imagined myself at Milford Sound at the end of the study abroad term and mentally saying to myself, I'm grateful that this all worked out. That was a perfect model for how you should visualize, whatever it is that you desire. Okay, you always want to go way past the event of it happening, of whatever it is that you want to happening. So, this is essentially it. Okay, push out the event as far as possible. Push out your visualization way past the event of you getting whatever it is that you desire. Okay, forget visualizing you getting whatever it is that you desire, and go past that event to you have already had that thing for a long time, or it's been a while that you've accomplished something. Since you've accomplished that thing, a long time has passed since you've accomplished that thing. Okay, so that's what I would recommend. Push out the event, push out your visualization far past the event. And number 2, use mantras. Okay, use mental dialogue to your advantage. Okay, say things in your head such as, I'm grateful that it all worked out. That's one of my favorite mantras. I'm grateful that it all worked out. You can say things like, everything worked out perfectly. That will put you into a state of relief. If you repeat that, everything worked out perfectly. Everything worked out perfectly. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm grateful that it all worked out. Things like that. Because those mantras get you out of this sort of frantic worrying and thinking about, like, how is this all going to happen? How is this all going to work? When you're affirming and suggesting to your subconscious mind that it all worked out perfectly, I'm grateful that it all worked out perfectly, your subconscious mind is going to make sure that everything does in fact work out perfectly. So say things like that. It all worked out perfectly. It's done. It happened beautifully. I'm so grateful. I'm so relieved that it worked out perfectly. These are the type of mantras that you want to be saying before you go to bed. And then in addition to that, smile. Smile before or as you drift off to sleep. Have a little smirk or grin on your face. Smile. There's something that happens when you smile as you drift off to sleep. It puts you in a beautiful state. It gets you feeling good. And that is the state that you want to fall asleep in. So put all these things together, okay? Before you go to bed, just this quick summary. Return your room to neutral. Do whatever you have to do hygienically. Go brush your teeth, wash your face. Get in your comfy pajamas. Get under the covers. Choose what it is that you want to visualize. Now, if you're going to visualize something, don't visualize the event of you receiving that thing. Go push out far past the event of you receiving it. Imagine that you've already received it. You have received that thing a long time ago, and you've already had that thing for a while. If you want to manifest a car, you imagine yourself 2 years into having that car. You want to manifest the perfect specific person for you. Don't imagine yourself proposing to marry her or him. Imagine yourself, or don't imagine like the wedding. Imagine you having been married to that person for 5 years, or imagine the 10-year anniversary. Okay, so go far past the event of you receiving it. Go far past it. You have already you've already had that thing for a while. And then number 3, repeat these mantras in your head along the lines of, everything worked out perfectly. I'm so grateful that it all worked out perfectly. I'm so grateful for my life. Just kind of affirm to yourself that everything worked out exactly how you wanted it to work out. And lastly, have a smile on your face. If you put all these things together, I guarantee you, your life will be amazing. Okay? If you like this content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with other people, spread the word. We're doing beautiful things here. Okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.